Is your workplace slowly eating away at your mental health? You might be in a toxic environment and not even realize it. In today's video, we're talking about 8 signs that scream toxic work culture and what they're doing to your well-being. Let's be real. Work takes up a huge chunk of our lives, so if it's toxic, it's going to affect your mental health. Let's dive right in. 1. Your manager berates you in public. First off, if your manager is calling you out in front of others, whether in meetings or casually, that's a massive red flag. Public humiliation isn't leadership, it's manipulation. Constant criticism in front of colleagues chips away at your self-esteem and creates unnecessary stress. Over time, it can lead to anxiety and a lack of confidence in your own abilities. Instead of encouraging growth, this behaviour isolates you, leaving you feeling powerless and undermined. 2. Your manager talks about you behind your back. Now, if your manager talks about you behind your back to other team members, that's a huge problem. Gossip is toxic in any form, but when it's coming from someone in a position of power, it's a different level of disrespect. This undermines your trust and creates division. Over time, you start questioning your worth, and that saps your motivation to perform. 3. You're constantly questioned but never given feedback. Another red flag is being constantly micromanaged, with no clear feedback or direction. If you're getting interrogated about every little detail but never given constructive feedback, your manager wants to control you, not empower you. That's not leadership. It's damaging to your mental health, causing you to second-guess yourself and feel like you're always walking on eggshells. 4. Unrealistic expectations with no support. If your manager is piling on unrealistic expectations without offering support or resources, that's an immediate sign of a toxic environment. It's not just about being overworked, it's about being set up for failure. This leads to burnout and chronic stress, both of which drain your energy and kill your passion for the job. 5. Your colleagues are passive-aggressive. When your colleagues are constantly passive-aggressive, being polite to your face but talking behind your back, that's a toxic culture at play. Sarcasm and backhanded compliments create unnecessary drama and anxiety. This breeds a lack of trust, and it's exhausting to be in an environment where you can't even tell if someone's genuinely on your side. 6. No recognition for hard work. Another sign of a toxic workplace is when your hard work goes unnoticed. You pour your energy into the job, but your achievements are ignored or stolen by others. Not feeling appreciated drains your motivation, and after a while, you'll start to feel like your efforts don't matter. Without recognition, burnout is inevitable. You start questioning your value, and that's damaging to your mental well-being. 7. Managers ask your colleagues to report on you. If your manager starts asking your colleagues, especially those at your level, to report back on you, that's a serious breach of trust. It creates a toxic, competitive atmosphere where no one is working together and everyone is out for themselves. This behaviour is not only undermining, it also isolates you and breeds unnecessary tension. It creates paranoia and stress, making it hard to trust anyone, even your teammates. 8. Gaslighting and moving the goalpost. Finally, if your manager is constantly gaslighting you, denying things they've said or changing expectations after you've met them, that's a serious sign of a toxic work environment. A classic example is when they promise you something like home working arrangements, but then later deny ever saying it or act like it was never on the table. Or maybe they tell you, if you hit this goal, you'll get this reward. But once you achieve it, they move the finish line or add extra conditions that weren't mentioned before. This constant shifting creates self-doubt and confusion, making you feel like you're never doing enough no matter how hard you work. It's mentally exhausting and destabilizes your confidence. When your hard work is never truly recognized or rewarded, it erodes trust and leaves you wondering if you're the problem, even when you're doing everything right. And as a thank you for getting to the end of the video, a well-deserved bonus 9th point. Your personal boundaries are constantly disrespected. If your personal boundaries are constantly ignored, whether it's staying late without consent, being asked to work on your days off, or having your personal time disrespected, this is a major sign of a toxic environment. When your boundaries are not respected, it creates resentment and exhaustion, leading to emotional burnout. Over time, it's draining to feel like you're constantly being used without regard. Respecting boundaries is essential for maintaining a healthy work-life balance. If your personal space and time are always being violated, it's a clear sign that the culture around you is toxic and unsustainable. All these signs contribute to a toxic work environment that takes a toll on your mental health. If you find yourself constantly stressed, questioning your worth, or dreading each day at work, it's time to make a change. Your mental health matters, and no job should come at the expense of your well-being. So, if you're seeing these signs, it's time to speak up, set boundaries, or consider finding a healthier environment for yourself. Don't let a toxic workplace control your mind. Do you find yourself internalizing the opinions of your colleagues? You may benefit from watching our previous video on the topic of seeking validation from others to identify if that's you. If you know you struggle with this, watch 10 ways to care less about the opinions of others and break free. Over to you, Transformation Tribe. Have you experienced any of these toxic signs at work? Drop a comment below. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Psyched Out for more tips on navigating your life in all areas, keeping your mental health and self-growth a priority. Remember, your worth is never tied to any job. Protect your peace.